Saturday morning, and yes. I don't really know where to start with this. Again, I look kind of like a troll, which is fine with me, but I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup and stuff because of the eye situation, and not necessarily because I'm supposed to, but I'm not supposed to be like rubbing my eyes, and so just the less around the eye for right now, probably a good choice. Update on that. On Wednesday, I had my checkup. My prescription did really change that much. It changed about 2 clicks in the left eye and about 5 to 6 in the right eye. So I did have to get new glasses, new frames, new lenses. So a new look will be happening soon. They said that they'll be ready in 7 to 10 days. And I'm really hoping that it's closer to the 7 mark, because I'm going somewhere real fun next weekend, and I really want my new glasses before then, because I don't want to tell y'all where I'm going yet, because that leads me into what I was going to talk about next. Anyways, I'm going to need to be able to see really well and not get a headache from trying to see really well. So I do hope that my glasses come more on the 7-day end, not the 10-day end. So cross your fingers for that. Also, I got some really cool sunglasses that literally sit over your, and they're out in the truck, but they sit over your glasses. I can wear them with this pair, but they do look a little funny, but they have like a lip on like the top and the sides, and there's like an indentation where like glasses go. And so, they have like a sizing on them. There is something weird on my glasses. They have like sizing on like small, medium, large, and it's not small, medium, large for your head. It's small, medium, large for like your glasses size. So, sorry. So you can't tell that you're wearing 2 pairs of glasses, and they fit so close to your actual lenses. There isn't like this like bubble of vision, if that makes sense. Whatever that was is making it really hard to see. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, I went back to having smaller frames and tortoiseshell frames. So, old school Kelli's coming back. I don't know why I always say things in like a weird voice. Let's see. Okay, so the other thing I was going to talk about is a lot of y'all really liked my vlog from last weekend. Thank y'all so much. This weekend obviously has way more like stitching updates. So what I'm going to show you right now, what you're going to see right now, whenever the vlog comes out, you're going to see some of the process up until this morning, and then further progress until, up until I do another regular FlossTube video. So that's kind of why I enjoy doing it. And also next weekend there is going to be some stitching, because I'm going to be with one of my best friends back home, and we're going to kind of like slumber party one night and stitch, and then do the fun thing the next day. And Potter's about to pounce on Gizmo. Stop. He's been doing it all morning, and it's been sounding literally like someone is being physically like strangled and murdered, because he doesn't even necessarily have to touch her, but she like crouches down, rolls on her back, and just starts screaming like a banshee. It's been going on for about the last hour. It's finally quiet, and I would like for it to stay that way. Anyways, so where am I going with this? Anyways, a lot of y'all really liked the vlog style. This weekend will definitely have more stitching. Last weekend just was really cool. I mean, there was some stitching, but it's just like really cool. I mean, how often does somebody help deliver kittens? I mean, probably more often than what I think, but at the same time, yeah, it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool, right? All right, so I want to do 2 shout outs because, and one of them already got a shout out from McKenna this morning. Went and watched them like right away. They are hilarious. And I have to find them. They did their first video 6 days ago, so I'm scrolling because I don't want to get their name wrong on here. But it's D2 X Stitching. They are hilarious. It's 2 older women who now live together and they stitch all the time. Really awesome. They're both doing Death by Cross Stitch, but very different color waves. They both look amazing. The one on the raspberry, more raspberry themed one is very beautiful, but the black with gold and reds, oh, it's super lush, guys. Like, you need to go check them out. Also, and I'll put links to both of these people down below. Also, randomly stumbled on someone else who's new, and her video, she has one video, and it was posted 5 days ago, and her name, her handle is Sunshinehev, all one word. I will link it down below. I don't know if that's her initials or anything. She didn't do like a super long like intro about herself, but her stitching, guys, is phenomenal. She does specialty stitches. She does huge pieces. They're again super lush. Really awesome work. Go check both of those channels out. I will link them down below. Let's talk about being sprinkled with kindness, okay? So, I was gonna say something about the person that randomly found Michelle's phone number, and farm girl Michelle, sorry. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm more than, me personally, just for me, because I don't want to get into everything that happened on Stitch Mania with that, and it didn't involve me. But let me just throw this out there. Anybody who watches my channel who wants to contact me, please don't go looking for my information. Like, send me a private message on Instagram or I link and put all my stuff, all my handles and stuff, in my videos, or I talk about it. You can find me, okay? You can find me, send me a DM, send me a private message, and because honestly, for me, I really don't mind who has my number, but at the same time, I want to be the one who gave it to the person, okay? Like, that's just where I'm at with it. The thing is that we're so connected to our phones nowadays, and I'm honestly a person who can put my phone down for a pretty decent while and not talk to anybody and be totally fine with that. I mean, I don't know anyone in Lincoln, California, but that was really random. Are one of y'all calling me right now? I'm going to have to ask you to stop. Are you in Lincoln, California? Just kidding. But we're so connected to our phones now that, and just connected as a society virtually in our pocket at any moment. You can pretty much connect with almost anyone in the entire world, all over. And that's, while it's really great, and while I'm using a social media platform to talk to people all over the world with a common, or maybe not common interest, I don't really know what y'all do, let me know. But it's still this is like an extension of like my home. That's like you coming and knocking on my door and I've never met you before and you just like walk on in and take a seat on my couch, which, you know, that's kind of, it's a little off-putting. So again, I love talking to people, obviously. And I don't mind talking to anybody, honestly. If it's with my personal phone number, I'd rather have been the one to give it to you because I just think that that's, one, courteous, and two, not stalkery. Just not stalkery. Anyways, that's all that I really wanted to say about that. The girls are blowing up today. All right, so, and if it's just to get, like, my address for, being sprinkled at some point in the future, or for somebody else who wants to do it, vice versa, just do it respectably, guys. Like, send a private message, you know, tell them, you know, I don't know, but don't just randomly call people. That's a little much, honestly. All right, so the first thing that I got this week is from Helga. She didn't tell me I couldn't say it. So unless you tell me, I'm going to say your name because I want to give credit to the person who was super sweet and thought of me. So Helga actually lives in or right around the town that Charles Schulz was from, and it's like covered in Snoopy, basically. And my family is obsessed with Snoopy, and she was out thrifting, trying to vibe Michelle and McKenna, from what I remember, and she found a kit, and I couldn't find the year, but I think these are from like late 80s, early 90s, I think. Could totally be wrong. But she found this kit completely intact. It has the chart in here. It has the piece of Ada, the needle, and the threads. Looks like a super quick stitch. This may be a little lunch project. It's getting added to the list of things to do, though, so just don't know when it's going to happen. But it's called Chocolate Chip, and it says, I love when chocolate chip cookies follow me. It's so cute. And she also included a little note, which I put away. But it was basically just like, thought of you, saw this, love ya, have a good day, basically. Very short, sweet, and simple. We talk pretty often, like, if not every day, every couple of days. So, it doesn't have to be a long note because we talk so much, but I really, really think this is super cute. I've seen several of these patterns, and there's a few others that I just think are super adorable. There's also a couple of books, pattern books that I've like seen on eBay and stuff that I've considered buying in the past, and I just never made the plunge because I just felt overwhelmed with too many whips. So thank you, Helga, for getting me one of these. I've actually, the only Snoopy pattern that I've ever stitched is the Clouds Factory one, and I stitched it for my partner, and I sent it on its merry way. So I've never stitched anything Snoopy for myself. The next bit of stitchy mail, and it's not half of it stitch mail, half is a sprinkle. I'm going to call it that. It's from Bendy Stitchy Michelle, which she's one of the people blowing up my phones right now. We literally talk every day. Me, her, and Brittany. But she was going to Portland, and I'm also an avid mug collector. So she said, it's X amount for the 2 mugs and for me to send them to you. Do you want? And I said yes. So I PayPal'd her some money. And whenever I got the box today, there was an extra surprise. So I wanted to show the mugs and the extra surprise to you. But first of all, This was on top. And actually, I just wanted to throw this out there, Michelle. This had kind of like wiggled. Or maybe you put it there, but I almost did not get this. It had kind of like wiggled on top of like the folds of the box on the inside. And I thought it was going to slip out whenever I started opening it. But I'm so glad it didn't. This is totally going on my refrigerator. So it's the doctor's. Me and Michelle are doing that Toasty Tardis SAL, which you'll see where I'm at with that as of right now. But we geek out almost every Saturday night over the new episodes of Doctor Who. And sadly, this is Peter Capaldi's last season. I know. But basically, it just says you have these mugs before I do. And okay, so we'll show the stitchy part first. So in Michelle's last video, she went to the thrift store and she keeps on finding like this bomb ass stuff. I mean, like awesome. And she rescued this one, and spoiler, we get photos before y'all see them in videos. It's just what happens. We overshare with each other on the daily. And so I flipped out whenever she sent pictures of this one in our group chat. I flipped out whenever she posted about it on Instagram. I flipped out whenever she posted about it in her video, because it's just not her style. And she was like, but I couldn't leave it. It's just too pretty. And so she sent it to me because I just kept on flipping out. Every time she posted something about it or said something about it, I just flipped out. And I'm trying not to cry because I'm an emotional sap. And so she sent me this piece that she found. It's so pretty. I just, it's on linen. You can tell that it's on linen because it's not, you know, you can tell. And it's just, it looks kind of like freehand stitched. It could have been a pattern that comes off whenever you wash it. But these do look like silks. They are super shiny. I think you can tell in my video. You couldn't tell as much in hers, but they are super shiny, so we're pretty sure they are silks. But they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find some way to like display this. So it is folded in fourths. So there's half, and there's the other half. They're identical halves. And I'm pretty sure that this is tatting that somebody did, which tatting is really freaking cool. I've never done it. I know a few people who used to. They don't do it anymore, but I'm pretty sure that that's tatting, and super time consuming and tedious with, oh, there you can see the shine of the threads. There we go. But the tatting, that takes forever, and it's two-toned. I don't know how I'm going to display this, but it's going to happen. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. Thank you so much, Michelle, for rescuing it, and thank you for sending it to me. I really did flip out. I loved it so much. Every chance I got, I think I commented about it. So I'm going to display that somehow. Another thing that was in my box was this cute little heart on a rock. So that's going to go on a shelf. And the mugs. I love these mugs so much. I know several of us collect these You Are Here mugs from Starbucks from all over the place. I'm going to be getting Cambodia and Thailand at the end of the year. And if Ireland comes out with one before my friend goes, I might get that one too. They don't have one yet. So we're just crossing our fingers that they come out with one before she goes. Because she collects them as well. She posted something about mugs, and I told her, I said something to her in a comment, and I've sent this document to Drew as well. I found all of them. There's a website that literally every week keeps up with if any new ones around the world have come out. I don't know who takes all that time to do it, but thank you if you randomly watch these. And I've made a list from the country to, like, there's a country column, there's a, like, location column, so if it's a city or a state or a country or a region or however, Providence, however that works, and all the different countries are different with that. And then there's a year that it came out, which some of those are a little off, but the newer ones definitely are correct. And there's a column if you have it or not, and then a column with a picture of the mug. So, I sent that to Drew because they're almost done with the whole U.S. And so I just wanted, you know, because it has all those and all the other, they want to start doing the country ones now. So I sent that to him, and in the header I put the website so that way you could keep up with it yourself if you wanted. So if anybody wants that, leave me a comment with your email or send me a private message on Instagram. I'll email it to you because I created it, so whatever. If I could figure out how to do Google Docs, maybe I'll put a link in the comments, but somebody coach me through that. I work in IT, but I don't know everything about IT. I know a lot of stuff, but there's some stuff I just don't know. They are going to town. I will read these like 27 messages later. So anyways, I sent it to my friend Veronica. She's a sorority sister of mine. And we've swapped the Texas mug, and I got Las Vegas from her because she lives in Nevada. And, you know, she used to live in Texas, so she wanted just the Texas one, not any of the cities. So we did a swap for that. But I told her, she had posted about something, I can't remember what it was, and I said, hey, I made this document, I'll send it to you, what's your email? And so I sent her that, and she wrote me back, and she said, I'm going to Ireland, Cambodia, and Thailand before the end of the year. Do you want me to pick them? And I was like, yes. I mean, I told her that I would pay for them, but yeah, of course I want them. So that'll be really fun to have some international ones. London has like 5 or 6 now. I want them so bad. Italy has yet to get any, so I'm really looking forward to those in the future because I'm Italian, so obviously I want ones from Italy. Germany has a whole bunch now. The Philippines has like 15. It's insane. Australia. I have a couple friends in Australia. One of them lives in Melbourne and goes to Queensland all the time. There's one for Melbourne, one for Queensland, and one for just Australia. So I might hit him up and see. That's it. I mean, it'll be hefty to like send it back, but I really, really want one. So we'll see. But he is coming to the States soon. So maybe he'll just put them all in his bag. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so I got Portland. I love this flower. And these colors are lush. I love them. What is up with me saying lush so much? I have no idea. Love Portland. Portland's really pretty. I love all the flowers. But out of the 2 that she sent me from Oregon, Oregon is my favorite because of the color scheme. I love the color schemes. Also, another one that I just absolutely love the color scheme of and I don't have is Miami. Oh, it's like bright blue. It's like teal, hot pink, in yellow. I think a little bit of green. It's gorgeous. But this is Oregon's. Look at this cute little bike. It's so adorable. And my favorite part is the little seal. He's so cute. He's adorable. Also, my cousins, I need to message them today. My cousins are moving back to Texas, to Austin from Seattle, and I don't have Washington, Seattle, or Pike's Place. I told her that I needed all 3, but for sure I really just wanted Pike's Place, for sure. Like, I definitely want Pike's Place. She said that she would try to make that happen for me. So, send a little prayer. They are leaving They are leaving on the 30th to drive back down to move. They aren't moving straight to the Austin area. They're gonna live at my cousin's husband's parents' lake house for the next like 6 or so months towards the DFW area, and then they're moving to the Austin area once their house is finished being built. So, but it'll be really exciting to have them back in Texas. They haven't lived here in a while, and I've been to Seattle 3 or 4 times to visit them. I think 3. Twice in the summer, once in the winter. And it was so much fun. I love it up there. It's beautiful, and there's so much to do. All right, so let's get into WIP, shall we? That was a lot of things. Oh, about the mugs. If you want to see my entire collection, it's not very big, but if you do want to see my entire collection, I remember almost everyone that they're from. I think there's like 2 though that I just don't remember who they came from. I can find out and go back through my Instagram from swaps and stuff. But if y'all are interested in that, let me know. I'll do a little video about it, because I do know so many of us collect the Starbucks mugs because they're adorable and flippin' awesome. And whenever you use them, if you collected it yourself, you think of like your memories in that place. But if you didn't, you were sent them by somebody, especially if it's like a pretty good friend, you think about them whenever you use it. And so I think it's just a nice concept. And who doesn't need 800 million mugs? No one. Everyone. And also Drew and Phil, because I know y'all are going to watch this. 1, I want to see your collection. 2, well, I mean, you have all of them pretty much. But I personally really do want to see how y'all did y'all's display for them. I know that it's like hooks on wood, but like the dimensions and, you know, I want to know those things. I want to know those things because I feel like I have a wall that I could sacrifice for that, and I'm totally down with it. So just throwing it out there. I do want a video on that, and I think other people do too. So this is where I left off on my Toasty Tardis SAL. Again, pattern, we got it from Pixel Power Designs. It's no longer on the site. Can't find any information about this anywhere. If you want to know more about the story, check out my FlossTube number 83. I go into it. But, so Michelle and I are going to do this together. We gave it hashtag Toasty Tardis SAL. And if you were able to get the pattern before it went MIA, feel free to join us and use that hashtag. And if you want, tag me and Michelle in it because we would love to see it. But definitely use that hashtag if you're going to be doing this pattern. But basically, it's the TARDIS, there's snow, and it's wrapped up in a very colorful scarf. So there's 10 different blends. I did the one up here, which I've showed y'all, but there's one down here that's a mixture of blue and purple. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it is there, right around there. And there's more blends throughout this, but I just haven't gotten to them yet. So the first page is from here over, or not the first page, the center page. Back up, Kelly. This pattern is 9 pages, 3 across the top, 3 in the middle, 3 on the bottom. So from here over, this whole section right here is the center page. Then I tacked on this page. So this is as wide as the pattern goes. Actually, it goes out a little bit wider, but it's just French knots for snow falling. And on this side, the pattern comes out to about right here. So it's not super big. It's, you know, it's pretty tall and stuff, but it's not super big. And the bottom row of the pattern is like half the page of the other 2 rows. So it's not a bad pattern. It does go pretty quick. I'm just a really slow stitcher, and there's a lot of color changes. So, and for once, my back doesn't look too horrendous. I did do a couple of jumps just because there wasn't enough of it, but my back actually looks pretty spot on. I'm planning, so I made 2 working copies. I made a color working copy because there are so many blends, and some of these symbols printed out in black and white are hard to read, but the color difference, it's not what I was trying to say, but apparently I can't say what I'm trying to say at the moment, is hard to see on the black and white. So I made a color working copy also because of the back stitching. There's 2 different colors, white and black, obviously. And so the color copy makes it easier to see where the back stitching is. And then I have a working copy in black and white that I'm actually like marking off which stitches I've done. So as I'm going to finish pages, I'm going to throw away the black and white copies. And then I will slowly do all the back stitching from the color copies because it's just going to be easier that way. I did fail at life though, and I wanted to wait to start sewing cats for after I finished the middle 3 pages of color. Not backstitching, just color. And I couldn't help it. It was there. I waited a few days though, so give me some credit. I waited about 2 to 3 days. Not even half a week. But I started sewing cats. So this is where I'm at. Oh my gosh, guys. It is so adorable, and it's a pretty fast stitch. I tried making a working copy by scanning it into my computer to print it out, and it missed some bits like in the very center. So I'm going to have to retry to do that. I mean, just in case I ever want to do this again, because I am going to pass the pattern on to Savannah because she asked me so nicely. So I am going to pass the stash of this pattern once I'm done to Savannah. So you already know you're going to get sprinkled at some point in the future. Yeah. So in case I ever want to make this again, I'm definitely going to make myself 1 extra working copy somehow. Just in case, but I don't know. I may never redo this. I love it. It's a fun stitch, but I don't know. I'm not big into stitching things twice, no matter how much I like it. There's one pattern that I did a long time ago. It was about London. I love the pattern. It actually wasn't too horrible. It took me like 48 hours to stitch. No, 84 hours to stitch. Love it so much, but I made it the first time for my uncle as a Christmas gift. And as much as I want it hanging up in my house, I have yet to bring myself to stitch it for myself because I just remember, you know, it hasn't been long enough. And that was like 3-4 years ago. So anyways, I may never stitch this again. What I'm planning on doing, I talked to Drew about it. I might make this like a hanging piece, like a mini quilt kind of thing, and make it like a door hanger basically for my sewing room. I think that would be really cute to put that on the outside of the door, which means I may put in words. I thought about putting in the actual embroidery hoop of the pattern like my initials, but maybe I'll do like Kelli's sewing room or something. Maybe that's what I'll do. Kelli's sewing room, something to that effect up there. But this is where I'm at. So my goal before I move on to another pattern is to get the middle shelf finished. And I say middle shelf like there's only 3. There are 4 shelves, but it's the middle of the pattern, and the 2 shelves above it are really small, and then there's the big shelf below this. But my goal is to get this cat finished. So I'm going to get him finished. I'm going to try and get him finished and outlined today so we can move the hoop, because I need it moved over just a little bit to about right here, so that way I can get the, it's now raining. I'm watering my yard. See, this always happens. If you want it to rain in Texas, start watering your damn yard and it'll start raining. That's what will happen. That's exactly what happens here. So as soon as I'm done recording this, I've got to go turn off my water hose now. Great. Anyways, I'm glad decided to do things this morning. But anyway, so I'm going to get him finished and outline him so I can move it over just enough to finish the embroidery or work on the embroidery hoop and get the cap, because I am color completing, and there's a couple of colors that were over here that are over here in the little kitten, and this is the one with the kitten with the little bum, Adele's favorite part. So yeah. The only thing that I've changed as far as this pattern goes is these blues inside of the embroidery hoop. And I'm not talking about the outlining, this part. I'm talking about these little stitches that actually look, you know, like they're going to be something on the embroidery hoop. It is going to town. Those are supposed to be the really light and medium green in this spool. I changed them to the dark blue and the dark medium blue, just because I thought that the blues and pinks would be more suited to my color tones and also to complement the fabric more than the greens do. But I love this on this fabric. I think it's going to look so cute the more that I get done. But those are definitely, those are my two whips that I've been working on. Obviously, I have a ton of whips. I haven't done anything that I said that I was going to do in June. And the big reason for that is because of my eyes. Most of the patterns that I really wanted to work on are smaller patterns, and these are huge, easier to read for me right now. So starting in July, I will get my Haid back out. I will probably get New World back out, and I'll start working on my samplers and stuff again. Another little mini haul that I got, so it's book time, guys. I did go to the bookstore to look for cross-stitch magazines, and if you watched my vlog, you saw that I got 2 books, and I was going to include them in this video, and I didn't find any magazines because the one that I was looking for, we don't have yet, because, all the cross-stitch magazines are from the UK, and they come out here about a month later. So it was just like wishful thinking that they would be out. But I picked up 2 books from Barnes & Nobles. This one's by Raina Biddy, and it's called I Love My Love. And the back of it's really simple. It's a poetry book, kind of like Milk and Honey. But the back of it says, the girl who writes poems about loving too hard and not being loved hard enough. And 1, I just think it's going to be a really good read, and 2, I feel like it's going to define some things that I've been thinking about and going through lately. So I wanted to kind of read this to help, I don't know, maybe like enlighten me a little bit more. I don't know. And who doesn't like poetry? And it's so simple and beautiful. I wouldn't mind this kind of being a tattoo, quite honestly, with like some cool writing around it. Anyone down for that? Join me, would ya? The next one that I got, I've wanted this book for a while. So a lot of people are reading it, but I first heard of this book because of Lindsay DeFranco. Y'all know I'm a huge Philip DeFranco watcher. I watch his news channel. I watch the Philly D behind the scenes vlog channel, and I watch his wife's vlog channel, which is DeFranco Fam. And she was reading this about 2 or so months ago, and I just haven't been back to the bookstore, so I finally picked it up. And it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a by Mark Manson, and it's the counterintuitive approach to living a good life. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I just want to read it. And I'll just read the little orange bit at the top for the explanation of what this book is about. And it says, in this generation-defining self-help guide, a superstar blogger shows us that the key to being happier is to stop trying to be positive all the time and instead to become better at handling adversity, which I think is fantastic. I do like to be positive a lot of the time, but I also like to be realistic, and I've started honestly putting other people's issues on them. So I want to read this. I've heard nothing but great things. So I'll let y'all know whenever I get that started. And so let's dive in to the audiobooks. I have so much checked out right now. It is redonkulous. And 2 of them I'm about to return because, one, I'm just not in the mood to read an ebook at this time. And only the second book is in audio. I thought that it was the first book. It's the second. But it's The Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. That's the one in audio. That is the second book. Little House in the Big Woods, that's the first one. And it's an ebook. And really weird. So on Overdrive, I went to download the ebook on my phone. And I picked EPUB instead of Kindle edition, like an idiot apparently, and it like tried to download it and said that version cannot be downloaded onto my phone, which makes no sense, right? So it won't let you download the other version, and I can't return it to the library early because it's not on my bookshelf on my phone. However, on my iPod, it let me download. I went to go download it, and it automatically chose the EPUB because that's what I chose on my phone, and it downloaded. So I started reading it, but it's like, you know, an iPod's like this big. So the book is only like 125 pages, but on the iPod it's like 400 or something ridiculous. And it's just, it's like 5 lines and then a new page. It's just really irritating. So honestly, I'm going to return that one and return the second book by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And also because I'm getting other books back. So let's just go through this. I've been reading Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. It's amazing. Personally, better than Gone Girl. Love the way that it's written. I love the layout. It's fantastic. You should read it. Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. It expired on me. I didn't get to finish it. So I did request to get it again. And it went to somebody else, and it's going to come back to me here shortly. That I started getting really into that one, and I got almost finished, and it expired while I was in the bookstore. I've also been reading The Witches by Stacey Schiff. It's the Salem 1692. Again, I've gotten like 6 discs into 21 discs of this. It's over 500 pages. It's literally a textbook. Like whenever they're at the end of the page because there's always a footnote. It's literally a textbook. It's very detailed. It's a lot. I can only do so much at a time. I still have not finished All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. I know a lot of people said this is amazing, and somebody even left me a comment on here on my last video, number 83. Not my last one, but the last one to talk about books, and said don't give up. It'll all connect at the very end. I have 3 hours left, so I still have 10 days on it, so I'm kind of finishing a few other things before I go back to this one, but I am going to finish it. I always finish books eventually. So I'm going to take your word on it. So I'll let y'all know final thoughts on that one next, whenever it's finished. Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is my least favorite so far by this author. I just can't get into it. I'm going to keep reading it, but I'm having a hard time getting into it. I haven't started these yet, but I do have them checked out. I have We Should Hang Out Sometime, Embarrassingly a True Story by Josh Sundquist. You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. And The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I know that's a new series, or not a new series, but it's a new series to me. But a lot of y'all have read it and really enjoy it, so they put the series on audiobook, so I'm giving it a whirl. Stuff that I am first in line for now. Why won't you let me look at my account? Hello. Stuff that I'm first in line for is actually everything that I have requested. So I have Hollow City. I'll be the next to receive that one back. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I haven't started the Netflix show. I want to read the book. I want to do the book, and then I'll watch the show. I requested it on April 19th. I am finally the first in line for the next time it becomes available. Thank you. I also have in here The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. It's like 26 pages. It's not hardly anything, so I'm waiting on that. And Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. This is the Spark Joy, an illustrated masterclass on the art of organizing and tidying up. So it's kind of like how to organize and tidy up your life and be able to let go of things that do not spark joy in your home, which y'all know I'm always purging. But maybe there's some new tips and tricks. And I purge a lot from the same areas, and I need to purge from other areas. So I want to read this and see if there's something I'm missing. Let's see. Books that I've finished. I know that I had finished A Man Called Uva. Amazing. If I didn't say that before, but I'm pretty sure I did. And I can't remember if I had finished A Wrinkle in Time by the time I finished. By the time I recorded last time. But A Wrinkle in Time is really good. I gave it a 4 on Goodreads. To me, it really reads like a Miyazaki film from Studio Ghibli. If you don't know who that is, Spirited Away, Ponyo, Secret Life of Arrietty, Whispers of the Heart, Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, basically just naming all of his movies. Anyways, I could see A Wrinkle in Time being like an amazing Miyazaki film. Just saying. I also read Runny Babbitt, a Billy Sook by Shel Silverstein, because who doesn't love Shel Silverstein? And it was just a quick read to throw in because I'm reading some like really kind of dark and twisty books right now. And, you know, I needed to lighten it up a little bit with a children's book, I think. And who doesn't like Shel Silverstein? Also, I finally finished The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. I still have not watched the movie, but this is a total 5. If y'all are interested in medical history, if y'all are interested in science history, if y'all are interested in a biography of someone who's passed away and somebody who is, well, she's also passed away, but it was more recent. It is the coolest, weirdest, it's so good. It's so interesting and slightly heartbreaking. But it pulls up this big question of like debates that's going on nowadays with cell research. It's so, if that's your thing, guys, you need to read this book. It is so good. But that's it from me. I'm feeling a lot better today, and I needed to do stuff outside. But again, like I said, start watering your yard, and it'll rain here in Texas. So hopefully... We were supposed to get this rain like 3 days ago and didn't get it. So I don't know where this is coming from. I guess the clouds have just been holding on to it. So I'm going to go turn that off, and I'll probably do more yard work tomorrow, or do the yard work tomorrow if it's not raining. But yeah, thanks for watching, and y'all will be getting a vlog from this weekend very soon. I'm really glad that y'all liked those. Or liked it. I had so much fun putting it together, and I'm having a lot of fun putting this weekend's one together. I think it's a lot more stitching, so a lot more FlossTube related, but just fun anyways, regardless. But yeah, I hope that y'all have a fantastic final week of June. That's so crazy. We are almost halfway through. Also, get on the mailing list for Picture This Plus, because next month is their fabric sale, and I got the first email about it yesterday. So jump on that bandwagon. The first email came out, gives you all the details about the sale. So if you've ever been interested in that, go to their website, picturethisplus.com, and get on their newsletter. But I think you can also read the newest one. So you should be able to read what went out to everyone yesterday. But get on the newsletter. You'll get more information as the sale approaches on July 25th. Also, Frosted Pumpkin just put out 2 new needle minders. They are cute, and a new pattern, which is a happy birthday pattern. I did not go FOMO and get the pattern, but I did get the 2 needle minders. Y'all know I collect them. So I did get those. But yeah, that's all that I have for y'all. Next month, I will hopefully, with the new glasses, be back to some of my bigger, crazier projects. But as of right now, I'm working on these, and I'm absolutely loving them. So stick around for more updates as usual, and thanks again for watching. I love y'all. Bye.